economic benefit, it requires, and this is brand new, it requires that the alternatives looking around can only be considered of the site itself or next to it, okay? That's new. Used to be you'd have to look around in a reasonable way. But this does, how it changes it and puts mitigation first, this requires one of the factors saying mitigation will be used in the decision as a balancing act of that. So because we can't look around, we're looking at just one site and we're considering the mitigation of our proposal in the beginning of the site selection. That is the very decision, first decision of where the site will be located. Mitigation plays a role in that. So how this could work out is then I have my site I want to fill. I have my mitigation project over here, right? And that can be anywhere. The mitigation is not required to be on site. DNR is required then to only look at the site of the project or right next to it, but can look at, balance it with any other mitigation project. So my alternatives are fill the wetland here, do this mitigation project here. Or number two, fill the wetland here, do this mitigation project over here. Or do fill here, do this mitigation project here. So the discussion is more, okay, I'm going to fill this wetland, how do I mitigate for that? And I think it was clear in the discussion today that that's on purpose. He wants mitigation to be a balance.
That's your assertion. Where does it say that in the bill?
That is exactly right on this line.
What I'm seeing
at the top of this line.
Here's one thing I can offer. I'll try again, but Wisconsin I was at the Assembly.
Okay, I don't need that. I mean, where in this bill does it say that it must be done in this order?
28, line 1.
Page 28, line 1. These factors shall be considered in its review under Part A, and this is Part A, and this is Stage 1.
Okay, but it doesn't say mitigate?
Right here. It's a mitigation is a factor.
That's one of the multiple factors.
Yes, and that's never been before.
It doesn't say in what order you need to do it.
Yes.
The order issue is here. The current statute and rules say avoid, then minimize, and that's not in this bill.
The current statute say avoid and minimize.
Avoid, then minimize. There's a sequence. Avoid, then minimize, then mitigate. There's nothing.
In current law, it's sequenced.
I have to check the law. It's in the rules. I'm not. We're not trying to.
Well, I just
I understand.
want to be able to back up what we're saying, and I'm not seeing it yet.
Okay.
So.
And the only reason I was referencing Wisconsin I is because Larry Konopacki gave a very eloquent explanation in that proceeding, and so that may be helpful for you.
Okay.
Now, what we're saying is those factors need to be used in the review of the permit, not up front when you're deciding the location. And that's how it's turned around. Because mitigation is a factor when you're looking at the site selection. That's how it's turned it upside down. And by saying that factors applies to point A, the page before, instead of what's below it, the standards for review, that's how it's turned backwards.
Okay.